Welcome back to video 4. This is our final video in the series that we've been offering you, providing you the tools and the methods for overcoming your anxiety. My name is Chuck Pope with Life Beyond Limits, and I just want to recap what we talked about in our last video. We talked about desensitizing ourselves to anxiety and to lowering our overall level of anxiety. So when we get into situations or circumstances before that used to cause us these high levels, we're no longer reaching those levels. We talked about diet and exercise. We talked about, watching what we eat also, so we don't get those high levels or massive swings of blood sugar that feels to us that we're experiencing an anxiety attack and therefore creates one. We also talked about stimulants and limiting the amount of caffeine or maybe some illicit drug or something that you may be taking, again, that mimics or feels like anxiety in your body that actually produces and causes an anxiety attack. We talked about desensitizing ourselves to the use of hierarchy, which is a safe and slow method of acclimating ourselves to our fears, our phobias. So we provided you with the hierarchy ladder and also talked about performing these hierarchy ladders in your imagination first before you ever go out and experience or attempt to overcome these in real life. And again, it's a very safe and slow manner, your pace, that you can use to overcome any fear, phobia, obsession, or anxiety that you're wanting to address. We also talked about what gets in your way. We talked about blockage. We talked about resistance and excuses. And that's really, one of the main culprits from keeping us from moving forward in our life. And today, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about moving forward. In an earlier video, I had mentioned that the ultimate thing that you need in order to move forward is desire. Once you have that desire, you will do whatever it takes to overcome this disorder. The tools are here. I've provided you many tools that you can begin to go out and use, but you have to have that desire. You have to be willing and ready to go out and implement them. So another tool that I want to provide you today is a tool, I call it the Wawa. And really what it is, it's willingness and action. The first step is always willingness. You have to be willing to, you have to be willing to take that next step. Now, willingness is never action itself. It's just becoming willing. We talked about creating these steps on our hierarchy ladder. Become willing to create the ladder. Become willing to do the first step. Only become willing. That's always the first step. The second step is action. Action is actually taking the step. Once you've taken the action, you've actualized it. So it's really a two-step process. You become willing, and then you take the action. And then once you've taken that step, you do it again. You become willing once again, and then you take the next action. Willingness, action, willingness, action. Do the Wawa. I also want to talk today about our Beyond Anxiety program. We've offered this free training series, these 4 videos, to offer you some tools and techniques for overcoming your anxiety. The Beyond Anxiety program that we've put together offers a lot more tools and techniques. It's a more robust program. So what is the Beyond Anxiety? It's a series of videos, like I said, offering you tools, methods, and techniques for overcoming your anxiety. It's a 7-video series. Each of the videos are approximately 30-40 minutes long, and each video takes you step by step through the process of overcoming your anxiety. Also, part of the Beyond Anxiety program is we have live weekly webinars. So I will be sharing and offering a distinction each and every week, an aspect for overcoming your anxiety. I will be discussing that in detail. And also I'll be opening up to you to allow everybody to participate, to ask questions, and to get answers. You may be going out there and trying to implement some of the things that you're learning, and you may become stuck. So this is an excellent place that you can come each and every week. You'll have access to me live directly during these webinars, and I'll be able to answer your questions and share some insights with you that, again, is going to help you moving forward in your life and experiencing what you want to be experiencing in your life. So again, you get access to these videos. You can download them on your computer. You can watch them directly in your home. You don't have to go anywhere. You can begin them anytime you want. The minute that you begin participating in the program, you have access to those. You also get a workbook. In the Beyond Anxiety workbook, it dovetails or goes with the videos, and there's additional information in the workbook. There's questions, there's exercises, there's things for you to participate in and complete each and every week. You become part of this community. And being part of this community is a huge component, because as people begin to share their victories in these live webinars, you as a participant get to share in that as well. You can hear somebody else that may be struggling with the exact same thing that you're struggling with, and you learn from them how they addressed it and how they overcame it. So that is a huge component. We have a private Facebook page. We've talked about our public Facebook page throughout this series, but we also have a private Facebook page just for the participants in this program. So you'll gain access to that, and that's where you can share with each other. You can communicate with the other people going through the program. You can ask them, how did you address this? Or you can share. Sharing is huge. To be able to share your victories with others, so that may help somebody else. So I want to talk about cost. What is it costing you by keeping your fears, your phobias, your anxiety? I mean, for me, it cost me 25 years of my life and not living the life that I wanted to live. I was trapped for all those years. And it had a huge cost. It had a cost to my family, to my career, to just experiencing the life that I wanted to experience. I held back my family from experiencing things that they wanted to experience in life because I didn't address or do what it took to overcome my own anxiety disorder. So it's a huge cost to keep this anxiety disorder and to maintain it. For me, it was a daily job. All the excuses that I had to come up with and everything I did to avoid getting over this disorder, I assure you, is a lot more intense and a lot more difficult to do, to maintain it, than it is to actually let go and to move beyond it. There is another cost I want to talk about, and that's the cost to participate in this program. There is a cost associated with owning the Beyond Anxiety program, for getting access to the live weekly webinars, for the additional training videos, for the workbook, and for the private Facebook page. And I want to talk about that cost because, I remember 20-something years ago when I went through a very similar program, and I had to struggle with coming up and paying for that cost. And I just want to share, at the time when my anxiety disorder began, I was 19 years old, and my life had become so limited. And it was years later that I actually, found a program that worked for me and helped me. And at the time, the first thing that I did after participating in this program, I was able to go back to school. I had 2 children, small children at that point in time in my life, and I was able to take them to Disneyland. And I'm telling you, the cost that I spent to participate in this program, from what I've gained over the years, is just a drop in the bucket. It's really, the cost is about, are you really ready? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to get better? This program will offer you those tools and that method. You're going to be supported. You're going to get everything that you need to overcome this. So again, it really is, are you ready? Because if you're ready, you'll do whatever it takes. So that concludes this training video and this series that we put together. I hope it offered you some useful information. I hope it gave you some methods for actually going out and expanding your world. That was the intention behind putting this together. So please, again, if you would, share what you gained out of this experience. We plan to put together some more of these videos in the future. So give us some comments, give us some feedback. Let us know what helped you, what more information you could have that would help you in expanding your world and living your life. So I want to thank you for showing up here. Please, you can join our Facebook page. It's a public page. There's no cost associated with that. So I wish you the best in overcoming your anxiety. I know it's possible. I've done it. I've coached other people through it. They've done it too. You can have the life you really desire. You just got to have the desire. You've got to become willing, and you've got to take the action. Thank you.